What's up, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to another one. This is my second one in 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure I haven't done that about a year and a half, maybe even two. Before we get going, you can follow me every place at this bar down below. You can get it there, Spotify, Apple, Twitter, all this shit, all the information is down there. On YouTube, if you haven't hit that sub, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I drop a video or go live. I actually went live the last two times. Decided not just to record. Wasn't as lazy as I've been the past two times. But anyways, we're gonna get with the cap. Get comfortable here. There's a lot of bad false information, like always, going around the cap. The Cowboys in cap trouble, or we can't spend money, or because we ain't got no cap room. And look, this is the thing. We have available cap space if we wanted it. But we don't need it because they're not going to fucking spend it. You can sign Dak, that would give you more cap space. That actually open up cap space. You can sign CD, that would actually open up more cap space. So the cap space is there. There's a couple restructures you can do. So all that's a fucking lie. That we ain't got cap space. What started this today actually it kind of started last week. I didn't mention it. When I tell y'all to, on my last video, fact check the content creators, just make sure what they're saying is true. Just fact check it. That's just not content creators. That's also the media. That's Dallas Cowboys media, specifically DallasCowboys.com media. Because they literally work for the Cowboys. They're getting their information from the front office, which I'm sure they think is great, and that's how it should be done. It's their cap, so they know what they're doing, but that's just not true. There's a lot of false shit going on out there. And I like Nick Harris. He's a good dude. Well, I say he's a good dude. I don't fucking know the dude, but I'm just saying on Twitter, he's a good follow. He gives good information and shit like that. But he had sent out a tweet the other day trying to explain why they can't restructure deals or why they can't do this and they can't do that. And it's just, and multiple people called him out on it and showed him how he was wrong. And Joey Ickes did a real good job of it. If y'all don't follow him, He's real good. I say I don't follow him, but there's other reasons why I don't follow him, but it ain't football stuff. Football stuff, he's good, especially the cap. He made a good thread about it. Then Derek Ingleton, I think that's how you say his name. He came out today. I don't follow him. I'm not a huge fan of his anyways, but he came out today and said some stupid shit too. And Joey explaining them. And it's not just Joey, it's other people explaining it to him. I did a couple of things. I'm just not good at typing shit out, and my grammar ain't good at the English language as far as typing shit out on Twitter and limited amount of characters. And even explaining it here verbally, I'm not as good at explaining it as other people are. But this is the thing. The cap's not fucking rocket science. It's not fucking calculus. It's basic fucking math, basic accounting. It's people make it out to be a lot more. I seen people today saying it was confusing. Nick Harris in his tweet last week or post a few days ago said, "I know it's confusing. If y'all have any questions, no, it ain't fucking confusing." And somebody told Ingleton today that they should do a show on it because it gets confusing. So yeah, I know it gets confusing. No, fuck people. It's not confusing. The cap is not confusing. Y'all making confusion because y'all don't fucking. People don't learn it. People don't understand it. People don't go to OTC over the cap. It's like fucking cap for dummies. And I'm not insulting you. That's what I use. I love it. They do just basically 100% of your calculations for you. Anything you want to know, they got a calculator on there. You can hit cut June 1, cut post June 1, trade, extend. You can do all that. And they do all the fucking math right there. And it just comes out and it shows you what the cap space would be. It's better if you know the rules of why when you hit that button, why it did that, why this thing. So it's good to know the cap. I started learning in 2014 because of this shit right here that's going on this week, the past 2 weeks. Cowboys sending out information saying that they can't do this, they can't do that. But then I saw other teams, especially like in the late 90s, early 2000s, Washington would just fucking sign all kinds of fucking players. Every year they was in cap hill, but every fucking year they was signing a shitload of players. So finally in 2014 offseason, I got tired of fucking not understanding, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna learn this. So I went to people in a forum I was on, asked them questions, Adam JT. I had to ask him no questions, but I read all his posts on that forum. There was a couple other guys that was really into the cap. I asked them questions. I read articles on it and just learned it. And within a year, I had a real good grasp of how this shit fucking works. And that's what other people should do. I don't know if Nick and Derek is just towing the company line and they know what they're saying is somewhat false, but they're just doing it because who they work for, or if they actually think this is fucking true, but they don't do what I tell everybody to do is fact check it and look into it. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. But like I said, I like Nick, so I'm not trying to bash him, but he said you run a risk of not being able to fit 53 players on the roster in the future years, talking about why we can't do certain things, restructures and shit like that, signing veteran free agents. That is fucking 100% false. Never in the history of the cap fucking has any team ever been in serious danger of fucking being able to fit 53 people on their roster. Never. Fucking ever. Big contracts, trading people, doing stupid shit, giving out no team. No team wasting money, giving unnecessary no team has ever done that. That comparison is almost as bad as fucking Mike Mayock 2012, 11, 13. Someone there. San Francisco had like 11 or 12 draft picks. I can't remember how many they had. But he said on national television that they're going to have to do something with their picks because they might not be able to sign all of their draft picks because of salary cap. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you fucking kidding me right now? Because even then, it was before I even learned that I knew that wasn't true. There's a top 51 rule, and people confuse rookie pool with amount of cap space. It's not the same thing. Your rookie pool might be $11 million, but the amount of cap space you need might only be $3 million because of the 51 rule. Because when you sign a player to your first two picks, definitely your third pick, probably two, it would drop a player already on the top 51 down. See, this is where it gets confusing. Just look up top 51 rule on Google and it explains it very well. There's many articles that explains it. So, and I thought he was done. That guy actually ended up being the GM for the Raiders, and y'all saw how that worked out. But that, what Nick said was almost as dumb as that. Only difference is, and Mike Mayock was a so-called expert and fucking said it on national television, which was fucking moronic. But yeah, that's just. Then he goes into the fucking the minimum wage is going up and the cap ain't going to go up as much as minimum wage, or it's going to flatline, or it's going to equal. Sorry about that, my mic dropped. Like I said, all that's just it's not fucking true. I mean, there is nothing true about it. Like I said, I don't know if they're just trying to toe the company line or. Hold on, let me fix this mic real quick. There we go. I don't know if they're trying to toe the company line or they just really don't know. Their bosses, whatever you call them, are telling them this is how it is. They're like, oh, they must be telling the truth because this is their cap. They know how to work it. Well, no. I mean, Cowboys ain't doing nothing wrong. They're just not doing anything right that we want them to do. So yeah, that's just not, and they're just putting out false information. Like they're trying to fear everybody. Like, hey, look, man, if we do this, we can't sign 53 players. It's bullshit. Yes, you can. Like, there's fucking nothing saying that you can't do that. And the thing about it is that you see other teams do this. And people say, well, yeah, but you see that it catches up eventually. Yes, at times it will catch up 1 year. One fucking year it will catch up with you. And you'll break it all down. Not all down. You don't have to lose players. What was it, 2-3 years ago? Eagles was like $97 million over the cap, and I think Saints was like 67 million. Fucking, I think it was 2021 because content creators was coming out, or maybe 2020. Content creators was coming out saying, doing all these things. What players can we, get from this team? This team, I'm like, none of them, because none of them are going to be cut. And sure enough, Eagles got by without cutting nobody significant. Saints got by without cutting nobody significant. They moved some money around, and they was fine. It just, like I said, it's manipulation of the cap. That's all they got to do. It's not, like I said, this shit ain't fucking rocket science, man. A basic accountant can do this shit. It's not fucking. It's not trig. It's not calculus, like people make it out to be. But anyways, that was what Nick Harris said, and I just want to take that. He said I actually did a video after he said that, and I never really mentioned it in that video. But different people pointed different things out. They did real good pointing things out and how a lot of this falls. This guy, I'll give him credit, Paul Gullett, Cowboys fan. That's his name, at Paul Gullett. Cowboys have 22nd most cap space, 87 and 97 million headed into 2025. But have the third most players under contract, 41. The teams that have 140 million plus have about half of the total players under contract. So what he's saying is like next year we're like 87, 97 million. Sport Tracks has a little different OTC because they figure it different, and plus they don't know what the cap's going to be yet. But basically, we have a shitload of money next year. All right, it's the 22nd most, or you can say the 10th less, however you want to look at it. But it's a lot of fucking money. All right, and we also have 41 players under contract, which is the fucking third most. So the teams above us that they don't half their rosters don't even sign. They have 23 people on the thing on the fucking roster for that year. They have a lot more to do. They have a lot more cap space, but they have a lot more fucking players assigned. So it's not doom and gloom like fucking people trying to make it out, or like the Cowboys trying to make it out to be. And the people who work for them ain't fact checked them and ain't. They're just buying into what they're fucking telling them, and they're telling the fans. And of course, not all the fans. There's smart fans out there. Like I just said, this dude here, Horns fan, I think that's his name, Joey Ix. I mean, me. There's people who understand that this is all bullshit. That none of this that they're saying is fucking true. That they're trying to put fear in y'all and fucking and blame big contracts like Dak as the reason they can't sign anybody, and that's just not it. Not to mention if they sign Dak, they actually save fucking cap space this year. But like I said, they're not going to fucking use it. So there's no reason for them to be in a hurry to sign him because it wasn't like they was going to use it in free agency. That's another thing is waiting does not help. Now they're lucky this year because there's no quarterback on a big coming up for a contract this year. So there's nobody that's going to really reset the market and make that Dak's market's pretty much set with Burrows and goddamn, I'm fucking going blank in the middle of a show. Other quarterbacks, yeah, my mind's going blank, but he's kind of set on what his is. But CeeDee Lamb, that's another one. Like, but even if it's set next year, his numbers ain't going to go down. If he's asking, just say $30 million, it ain't like next year he's going to say, all right, well, I'm only going to ask for 30. I'm at 25, or I'm going to stay at 30. No, the number is going to go up. It's going to go up because the cap goes up. So that's just how it is. 24 to 25% is what Dak's going to ask for a percentage of the cap, according to average annual value. That's what Burrow got like 24.4. So that's kind of the landing spot, which is $62 fucking million underneath his cap, $62 million a year. Well, his number ain't going to go down next year. It's going to be 24.4% of whatever the fuck the cap is next year, 275 or whatever it's going to be. So that number fucking goes up. It's not going to fucking go down, and it's not going to fucking stay the same. Whether no matter what kind of year he has, great year, average year, doesn't matter. It's going to go up. That's just how the fuck NFL works, and it's not just quarterback contracts. It's receivers, offensive linemen, everybody. It's just more prominent with fucking quarterbacks because the money they fucking make and it gets paid more attention to. So that's another problem they have is fucking waiting too late. Joey Ix brought that up, having trouble signing players. Derek Ingleton came back and said, no, they don't. They sign all their players they want. That's not the point. The point is they have trouble signing. When you can't sign, when fucking Zach Martin has to hold out an OT, had to call off negotiations in 2017 because he couldn't get a deal done. And that was a two-time All-Pro or one-time All-Pro, no, two-time All-Pro. And then in 2018, he was a three-time fucking All-Pro, and he had to hold out two OTAs just to get his fucking contract. All right, that's trouble signing players. That's what I call trouble signing players. When Dak has to get tagged 2 fucking times before he fucking can get his contract, that's trouble signing players. When fucking D-Law gets tagged 2 times and has to threaten to hold out and threaten to not get surgery done until he gets his deal. That's a trouble. That's what players have to do to get there. That it shouldn't be that way. Cowboys should be fucking raring to go, ready to sign him, get it the fuck over with, get them as cheap as they can, and fucking go with it instead of waiting until the next year where they're going to cost them more fucking money. It makes no fucking sense. And it's just upsetting that we got people who work for the Cowboys, who cover the Cowboys, that's just towing that company line. Or like I said, maybe they're not towing the line. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're assuming that what they're being told is the truth. And I would tell them, just like I tell anybody else, fucking fact check them. You know, or just you don't have to fact check them. Look around the fucking league and how other teams fucking do it. Another thing that brought this up was what caused this video right now, this today, was Derek Ingleton's post today about fucking somebody's talking about fucking the Texans trading for Diggs and how they're going all in and blah blah. And Ingleton brought up the fact that they have a good young quarterback still on his rookie deal. He said he thinks it's more about cap space. No, it's fucking not. Because they can get more cap space if they fucking wanted it. It's very fucking easy. It doesn't take much for them to get more cap space. So stop using cap space as a fucking reason why they can't sign anybody. That has nothing to fucking do with it. They can get it. They want it. It's there to have. There's probably $30-40 million easily they can get right now if they wanted it, but they don't want it because they're not going to fucking sign anybody. Just admit that's what it is. Fucking, I don't care if they have cap space. I mean, I do care, but don't use an excuse that's that's false. Don't fucking tell me they don't have cap space. No, they have cap space because they don't want cap space because they don't need cap space because they're not fucking signing anyone. But yeah, that's again. And my thing goes back to this. It's not about cap space. They had cap space when that was on his rookie deal. What the fuck did they do in 2017 when Cowboys went 13-3 with the fucking rookie quarterback? And then next year, what the fuck did they do? Not a fucking thing. They didn't go out and sign anybody. They didn't make any big splashes. You know, what the Texans are doing right now, they're looking, they're like, fuck, we got this dude on a fucking rookie deal is only taking up like 3-4% of our fucking cap. Let's fucking do this shit. And they're going out and doing it. All right. So don't use excuse now the Cowboys ain't cap space. That's why they're not doing what the fucking Texans are doing, because they had the Texans fucking outlook in 2017. They had what the Texans have right now, a good young fucking quarterback and fucking money to spend, and they chose not to fucking spend the money. So just admit that they do things fucking different. That's fine. I can live with that. But don't tell me it's because they can't do it because they ain't got the cap space. Again, this is another fucking dude, you know, that fucking works for the fucking Cowboys, and like I said, either towing the fucking company line or just not being educated himself enough to fucking know. And he even told somebody to go to OTC. Well, my suggestion for Mr. Ingleton is he needs to go OTC and probably deep dive into the cap and some rules of the cap and how the cap works, you know, or use the fucking calculator the OTC has and realize that he's putting out false fucking information. Like I said, I like Nick. Nick's a good dude, and I don't like to slam him. He's just putting out false information, but, you know, hey, whatever. Derek, not a big fan of his anyways. He put the video out, hype video without Dak, and try to say it was just an oversight. Yeah, it wasn't a fucking – either he was told to do it, he said it wasn't. That's fine. I believe you. And that means you're not good at your fucking job, and you shouldn't have your fucking job. You shouldn't be fucking overdoing it if you forget to put the franchise quarterback in a hype video. It's fucking stupid as fuck. But that's a whole nother story, and that's 3 years old, so I don't give a shit about that anymore. Fucking here, I'll bring up something Joey Ike said today to Ingleton when he's talking about it. Cowboys have the 10th least cap space available in the league right now. All right. But we have the 20th most dead money. So there's 19 teams with more dead money than us. All right. And we still don't have a lot of cap space. All this dead money equals no cap space. I've said it for years. No, it does not. You'll see all the time teams in the top 10 of cap space have some of the most dead money there is. That's just not how it works. Dead money is money already paid to the fucking player, and it just matter when it hits the fucking cap or not. You can literally fucking cut a player, create $10 million dead money, but save $20 million of cap space. Happens all the fucking time. You can save cap, you can collect dead money, but still save cap space. The Cowboys also has the second number 2 quarterback allocation. A lot of that has to do with they ain't fucking redone Dak's contract, and their fucking quarterback 3 is counting $5 million against the cap. Quarterback 3 right now, he might end up being quarterback 2, but their quarterback 3 is counting $5 million against the cap. That's fucking ridiculous. And they don't have, and like I said, Dak's counting $55 million against the cap. That's quite a bit, but they can redo his deal, and that will tremendously drop in half. But again, I go back, despite being the 20th in 2024 in dead money and 32nd in cash spending. Think about that. They're 32nd in cash spending, and they still have the 10th least amount of cap space. Think about that for a second. And the 20th in dead money. So they don't have much dead money. They spend hardly any cash, but they have the 10th least amount of cap space. This is where I would tell you, cash is greater than cap. That's what it's all about, is cash. Spending cash can help your cap. Remember that. I'll explain that to you if you ask in the comments, or maybe a video. I want to get more deep dive. It's late. It's almost 11, and I got to work tomorrow, so I was going to take a huge deep dive into this. But anyways, like I said, that was what the video was over. That's why I just wanted to get out there. Again, it's nothing against Nick or Derek, even Derek. It's just people, man. It's just this fucking team, this front office, man. They're selling you a bill of goods, man. They're just fucking telling you shit that's just not true, and they're putting information out there that's just not fucking true. Like I said, there's a lot of, I would say this, compared to 10 years ago, even compared to 5 years ago, there's a lot more fans that are knowledgeable of the cap than there used to be. And I'm proud of that. And I'm so glad. Because I remember 10 years ago, there was so many fans I'd have to fight with about the cap, and them tell me I'm wrong, and the Cowboys are right. I don't know shit about the cap, blah, blah. And like Derek Ingleton said today to somebody, some smart ass comment, like, so I guess that's due to your tenure, all your experience at running the cap. No, it's due to fucking learning the cap and studying the cap and fucking seeing other teams and how they work and how they fucking run their fucking cap. That's how the fuck we know. But yeah, 10 years ago, it was bad. There was a lot of fans. Now, man, there's a lot of educated fans when it comes to the cap. And that's cool as shit. Because Derek and people like Derek and Nick, when they say this shit that's not fucking true, they do get called out. They do get fact checked. And that's great. And now everybody knows when Jerry Jones and that other dipshit Sonny tells us there's only so much power. It's a fucking lie. More fans know that it's a fucking lie. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still some dipshit ones out there that will fucking, say, thinking they're right, and fucking, we don't have cap space, and Dak's the fucking problem. Dak's mom, we don't have cap space. This fucking dude here, I'll call him out too. Joey Castillo 64 on X. Thank you. This isn't a game of Madden. It's real life. Money can't just be created out of thin air with no repercussions. Well, yes, Mr. Joey, it can. Money can't, but cap can. Cap space can. And with very little repercussions. So, yeah. But so you still have fans like that just 100% buy into this fucking bullshit, this stupid shit. But yeah, it's fucking, it's getting crazy. Like I said, if they want cap space, they can get it. They just don't want it, because why do they need it? They're not going to fucking spend it on anything anyways. Like I said, you get about $8 million from fucking Diggs restructure, $5 million from Still. Although I'm not so sure I would restructure Still, because you don't like to restructure people if you don't think they're going to be there for a couple of years. Because the more years they're there, the more they eat into that money that you spread out, dead money if they're cut. So if you restructure a guy like Still, and he has another year like he did this, and you realize he ain't the guy, and you have to cut him, when you cut him, and you just created extra dead money the year before this year. And so it's not really safe to me to do that. Like Gallup, them restructuring Gallup last year kind of shocked me, because, I'm like, I wouldn't restructured his deal. And reason why, because I didn't know if he was going to make it, and he didn't make it. We cut him. So they just created more dead money by restructuring him. But Diggs, he's going to be there 3-4 years. So he's going to eat up all the dead money anyway. He's going to probably sign another contract. So, and if he doesn't, he's going to have most of his dead money ate up anyways. And that's kind of like I said about Dak. In my last video, I was talking about people don't think we're going to sign Dak. And people think they're waiting till next year to sign him, which is stupid. I ain't going through all that again. But you don't, even though it was only $5 million roster bonus, you don't restructure and spread money out and create more dead money, even if it's only $5 million, because teams really give a shit about dead money. As a fan, I don't really care about it. It doesn't hurt like people. It's over a lot of overreaction about dead money, but they created $5 million more of dead money, and on top of that, they had to ask Dak for 2 more years of 4 years, his permission to add that onto it. They couldn't just do it without him. You don't do that to a player that you're going to cut the next year. Now you might, like I said, Gallup, they did restructure like that, but they didn't fucking go in and restructure and ask for more void years. And on top of that, Gallup hadn't have much dead money. Dak already had fucking $36 million dead money. They just added another fucking $4 or $5 million onto it. So, excuse me. So yeah, that's you don't restructure and ask for void years when you're planning on not fucking bringing them back. So, but yeah, that's all. Like I said, I just want to touch that fucking Derek's fucking post today. You know, his Zach post actually thinks more about cap space. They have good young quarterbacks still on rookie deal. Teams in that position have a lot of money to spend, and they're doing a good job and taking advantage of it. They'll be good for the next several years at this rate. That's 2 things I found wrong with that. It ain't about cap space because we can get it if we want. 2, it ain't got nothing to do with cap space for the Cowboys because they had a chance to do it with Dak in 2017, coming off a similar type of season, a good fucking season. Team did good, made the fucking playoffs. Went in 2017, had a year to think we got this motherfucker on a rookie contract. He's only counting fucking less than 1% of the cap. Let's fucking goddamn go out and try this and let's try to win a Super Bowl with this fucking rookie quarterback, you know, on a fucking cheap deal. They didn't do that. They chose to do what they do every year before that and chose what they do every year since then. Is just not be active in free agency and just sign their own and do what they do. And to be honest with you, I'm not totally 100% against that. I actually like how they build a team. I just wish they was more aggressive in free agency. But my thing is don't tell me that they can't do it or the reason the Texans are doing it because they rookie contract, quarterback on a rookie contract when we had Dak on a rookie contract and we didn't do it. So that's the problem I have, fucking using that as an excuse why the Texans are doing it. We had the chance and we chose not to. But yeah, that's about it. Like I said, I went over about everything I wanted to, I guess. I'm sure I'll think of something after I get off here. I should have took notes, made sure I covered everything. But like I said, fucking study up, research cap, research fucking go to OTC. If you've never been there, it's called overthecap.com. They're real good. They got a fucking calculator that you can actually hit. And if you want to cut somebody June 1, you can click on it and it shows you exactly what the cap saving is going to do or how much dead money you're going to create. It shows everything. It's a fun site. Like I said, I've always said it's like cap for dummies. And again, I'm not calling anybody out. I use it. It's an easy thing to use. Follow me. I'm not bragging, but I'm cap knowledgeable, but I'm not going to explain it in words typed out because I suck at that. And I'll try to explain it here if you got questions. But people who are good explaining it is Adam JT on Twitter. He doesn't, or X, he doesn't post that much, I don't think, anymore. He's real good. He actually used to work for OTC. Joey Ikes posts all the time. He's real good. He has all kinds of posts on it, good threads about the fucking cap and, you know, and telling people how they're wrong. He called out Nick and how he's wrong. And he was like me. I like Nick, but this is just not true. He went back and forth with Derek today. He's real good. He's real good at explaining it. There's a few more people I can't think of their fucking names. I apologize to them and y'all. But most time you'll see him underneath Joey's posts and stuff like that. Like I said, there's plenty of knowledgeable fans out there that knows this is all bullshit. And this is just Cowboys using their minions. And I don't like to call them minions, but that's the word I'm thinking of right now. They use their minions to get their false info out there, or at least their info with very little context. So And then you, like I said, you got a few fans that still buying into it, and you got a few fans that don't know what to believe because Cowboys saying one thing, people cover Cowboys saying one thing, but we, like me and others, are saying no, this is not true. You know, like I said, cap ain't calculus. It's not hard to learn. You got OTC, which is cap for dummies, and that helps you a whole lot. 95% of what I do is on OTC. 5% is just knowing the rules and figuring it out myself. And also Joe Corey. That's another one I forgot to tell you. He's a former agent. Dude is fucking great. Great at answering your questions on Twitter. He'll DM him. I've never had that guy turn me down. Never had him tell me no or ghost me. He answers every fucking question I have. Real good follow. He always breaks down the cap and he will answer your questions. That's another good one to follow if you have cap questions. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Probably went a little longer than I wanted to, 31 minutes. Like I said, leave a comment, man. And ladies, hit that like or dislike button. Follow me. Hit my notification. My last 2 videos got poor views. I don't care about views that much, not as much as other people do. Damn sure care about it. Some people do. I typically don't even look at my views until I put out another video. So if I go 3 months without putting out a video, I won't know what my other video got until 3 months later. I don't view check. I enjoy doing this and I don't enjoy talking myself. That's why I'm going to try to bring somebody else on and do a duo show again, do a co-host show again. But I do enjoy doing this and talking about the Cowboys. If I get views, great, but I do want views. I would like to have them. And last 2 kind of been kind of shitty, but that's probably my fault for not doing videos once every 4 months. People kind of forget about you and lose contact with you. But anyways, hit that, like I said, hit that sub. You can follow me at Spotify, at Apple, Twitter, all that shit's down there on the scroll bar down below. But anyways, man, y'all enjoy y'all's night, man. And like I said, fucking don't buy into the bullshit that the Cowboys trying to sell y'all. It's all fucking, it's either false or fucking little truth without a whole lot of context to it. So anyways, y'all enjoy, man. I'm getting out of here. And I come to